Okay, so how do you get over your fear of posting? This is something that comes up all the time. I'm an introvert. I hate putting myself out there. Or I used to hate putting myself out there. I was very shy and I had no idea how to get over my fear of posting. I would not post because I was afraid. I was just really scared of what people would think and what they would say. And, you know, now I have a massive audience. Hundreds of thousands of people follow me between Instagram and my Facebook group and my email list and here on YouTube. And so I feel like I've officially gotten over my fear of posting. So I want to share with you the 5 things that were really, really helpful for me. So how I got over my fear of posting. So hopefully you can get over your fear of posting too. And the first thing is that you're just going to suck at first. Like it's just going to be bad and it's not going to be perfect. And that's okay. You may know who Alex Hermosi is. He just made a post recently about how the era of highly produced, overly edited videos is over. It's been kind of trending out for a while. And so what does that mean? It means really informal videos that are filmed on our webcams, just like this one, are what people are doing. And that's amazing because that shows that we just want to connect with the real human and the real message, which means people want to hear your voice. And we need your voice. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later, but we need your voice. And so if you just, I always tell people like, go look at my YouTube channel and sort videos by oldest and watch some of my first videos. They suck. I look like I died and went to heaven. It's over. You have to just check it out. It's super funny. I look like I died and went to heaven. I'm like in a cloud. It's ridiculous. And so you just have to give yourself permission to suck at first and know that it's going to suck and let that be okay. It's okay. Second thing is that we're going to start celebrating every piece of content published versus the vanity metrics you want. So you're not going to celebrate when a reel gets 1,000 views, for example, or a YouTube video gets 100 views. You're going to celebrate the fact that you published 10 reels, or you published your first YouTube video, or you hit 30 days in a row. You're celebrating the milestones that are based on things that you can control. You can control how many pieces of content you put out. You can't control how many people see it, especially at first. So you're going to reframe your mindset and you're going to rethink about this from a perspective of how am I celebrating what I can control, the content I'm putting out, versus the vanity metrics that I have no control over. So if you shift the goalposts of what success looks like for you, you will be much more encouraged, especially at first, because you're not going to be like, oh my God, I put a reel out and I only got 10 views on it, because that's not the goal when you're just starting out. The goal when you're just starting out is to just put content out and know that you'll get better and more views over time. Third thing that really, really helped me so much was I gave it my best. I really didn't leave anything left in the tank. I squeezed every bit of juice out of my content that I could, to the point where I was honestly, this was back when I was a website designer. I was really worried that people wouldn't need to hire me as a website designer or graphic designer because my content was so good. They could have just done it themselves. That's how good my content was. However, that didn't happen. People found my content to be so helpful. They trusted me to design their websites. They trusted me because I showed that I was an expert. So don't fear if your content is so good. Like my thing is like, if your hands aren't shaking, like I just published 20 minutes ago, a really vulnerable Instagram carousel. I'll like show you which one it is in case you're curious. I just published this one here about how I've been going through some really painful growing pains on my Instagram. And the comments are freaking incredible. They're beautiful. They're just so incredible. So many comments, so many kind things. And so a good rule of thumb is you should be afraid when you post, whether you're afraid because it's so vulnerable, you're afraid because you worried that it's like too good. You should have a little bit of like handshaking when you post. And when you do that, if it doesn't get views, you know that it's okay because you gave it your best shot and you're going to try again tomorrow. And so when you leave it all out in the field, there's nothing left. Versus if you're making mediocre content, there's always that little part of you that knows it's not very good deep down. And so you wonder like, well, what if I gave it my all? If you give it your all every time, you never have to wonder what if. Fourth, from day one, I've always had a really, really clear picture of who I was helping. I know that I'm supposed to help women make more money. I've been super clear about that from day one. I used to think it was helping women make more money with their websites because, again, I used to be a website designer. And so my content then reflected like that mission, which was how to make more money with your website. Now I understand it's just a bigger picture, which is just helping women make more money in general online. And so I've always woken up and worked with that mission in sight, with that goal in sight. So I've always been really, really clear that the goal is to wake up and help women make money. And because I had a super clear picture of who I was helping, my fear of relatives judging me, old high school friends judging me, random people judging me, that fear was superseded, was eclipsed by the women I wanted to help. I knew that there were women in bad relationships who needed to make money so they could get out. I knew there were women who wanted to stay home and be with their babies and needed me to show them how to make money. I knew there were women in horrible 9-to-5 jobs who wanted to quit and travel the world who needed me to show up and teach them. And so because I was super tapped into my mission, I felt like the most selfish person in the world if I let my fear of posting not allow me, like keep me from impacting the women I wanted to impact. So when you compare the cost versus what you can, like, what is your fear? You have your fear over here and you have the thing that your fear is going to prevent you from having. It makes your fear seem really tiny. And the thing that you really want to help people do is the most important thing. And it helps you kind of get over your fear that way is when you realize, well, who am I facing my fears for? And the other thing that I will say is like, I also was facing my fears for me. Last month, I made almost $400,000 in cash from the content that I put out there. I make a ton of money from my content. It is insane how much money I make from my content. And I didn't know that when I started. It was always about the women making money. It's always been about the women making money, but it also was me showing up for myself and changing my life too. And so when you tap into your mission and you're super clear on who you're going to help, one of the byproducts is you also help yourself, which is amazing and as it should be. And then fifthly, I figured out how to go viral, which was encouraging. Okay. So especially at first, it's okay to make content into a void. You should expect to make content into a void, meaning not a ton of people are going to see it. But over time, as I became viral, as I figured out how to go viral, it made my work seem all the more important. It made the content I was teaching seem all the more relevant. It made it worth it to go and get all the hate comments I get in my contents. You know, I get a lot of mean stuff. And so I figured out how to go viral. I'll link to I have viral content templates if that's something you feel ready for. Like, yeah, I'm ready for my content to reach more people. You can just use my content templates. They work for any industry. But just know that whether it's I am ready to go viral now, or I'm not quite ready to go viral, I'm ready to go viral later. Either way, when you feel ready for that, when you're ready for that next level of reach, that is going to really motivate you because you've put your time in, you've made the content, you've kind of shown up for yourself, and now you're ready to reach more people. You do that when you need that burst of motivation. You're like, okay, I need that encouragement. I need feedback on my content. I need to go viral so my message, which is so important, can reach as many people as possible. That's when you would want to use something like my content templates. But even if you're not ready, just understand that there's levels to this. And the first level is to start celebrating the content you're publishing now, right? Like maybe your first piece, where you're at right now is like, I just need to make my first YouTube video, or I just need to make my first Instagram reel. You probably shouldn't be worrying about going viral at this stage. You can if you want to, I guess. But really what the metric that we should be celebrating is you publish your first Instagram reel. You publish your second Instagram reel. You publish your 10th Instagram reel. You've published your 50th Instagram reel. Then start worrying about going viral. Understand that it's at level 1 is just celebrating the content getting out. And then level 2 is going to be when we celebrate how many people each piece of content makes. I'm an introvert. Like I said, this does not come naturally to me. I truly believe that if I can do it, anybody can. Hopefully you found this helpful. I want you to be encouraged. I want you to know that you have something to say and it's unique because your life experience is unique. Your perspective is unique. And we are desperate for you to put your experience, to put your talent, to put your voice, to put your message out there. And so please, let's get over our fear of posting. Let's just do the damn thing and make it happen so that we can make the impact. You would not be watching this video if there wasn't a part of you that believed you have something really important to say. And so take this as your sign that it's time to get out there and get your message out to the world because you are called to it. It is for a reason. It is for a purpose. And it's time for you to answer that call. So I'll see you in the next video. And I better be seeing some of your videos too.